Well, I don't put door hangers in businesses.
Well,
I put
well,
rack cards.
yes, with rack cards. What I mean.
Door hangers obviously go to homes.
Yes.
Which homes do they go to? We've got to go through and check our demographic. Check your demographics in your area. What's your clientele? Are you mostly kids, adults? What is the age that you're looking for? What household income are you looking for? How close is it? You got to do where do you draw from your school? Some schools draw from a wider area than others. So you go through those kind of things. And it becomes really a trial and error. You try a few things like that to see how they're working. But what we find with direct mail and door hangers and bandit signs and rack cards, by themselves, they don't work very well. They have to be combined with all of the other marketing. We want to bombard them. And if I do all four of those, now they go into the dry cleaners, they see our rack card brochure. Now they're driving down the road and now they see our bandit sign, and now they go home and there's a rack card on their door. And then they go to get the mail and there is a mail piece, a direct mail piece. Now they go to school and they see the thing that you're going to have a gym teacher for the day. And then they go to the mall and they see that you have a booth set up there. They go to the county fair and you got a booth set up there. They go to the movie theater, you got a booth set up there. You see what I mean?
Yes.
It's the compound effect of it. So where you do it has to be, that is a trial and error. I usually go to my existing students first to see where they're all coming from. And then I know those are good areas. But I usually will draw a 3 to a 5 mile radius around my school unless you have an interstate that's right off an interstate where they could come from, 15, 20 minutes away, and it could be as much as 10 miles or 15 because they can still get there in 15, 20 minutes. So that's the things that you have got to figure out in your area. But even putting the ad together, you've got to learn how to do that. You see, what people are always looking for is the magic pill. They're looking for that one thing. But the magic pill is no more different than the magic pill in becoming a black belt at your school. There's not any one quick thing that's going to make them a black belt. They have to go through the learning experience and developing this knowledge. You expand on all of this stuff. You get better at your marketing. You get better at your conversions. You get better at your retention. See, that's how you get to be a black belt in business. And I'll tell you, before you really start getting all of this stuff down, it's about a 4-year process. But you'll notice there's members in our group that have been with us for more than 4 years. Why? The same reason that you have students that have been with you more than 4 years. Some want to get a 2nd or 3rd degree black belt. Well, what is the 2nd or 3rd degree black belt in our group? Well, a 1st degree is $1 million school. A 2nd degree is 100,000. A 3rd degree is 125. A 4th degree is 150. And then a 5th degree, we're shooting for 2 million. We have schools now that are doing 150, 160. They'll soon will have a $2 million school. But that's why they're still working for those higher levels. The better you get at this, it's just like martial arts. You don't know everything by 1st degree. in reality, when we tell our students first degree tells us now that you're prepped and ready to learn. Now, a first degree absorbs so much faster. That's why they go from first to second, and it's such a big jump in their abilities from first to second because the coordination is there, the balance, the reflexes, the muscle, the cardio, everything is developed, their focus, discipline. But you guys got to develop all that stuff too. You have to develop discipline. Don't be hypocritical. You tell your students if you want to be a black belt, you got to come to class weekly. And then some of you don't show up every week. So you've got to make sure that you practice what you preach. Discipline yourself to do your marketing. Because for most schools, that's the hardest. Not teaching the classes, but don't think because you teach a great class that you're going to become $1 million school. Some of the best instructors that I know, Bill Wallace, Joe Lewis, a lot of these old world champion stuff, they never could run a school. Why? Because they didn't learn the business side. They were great teachers.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Jake. Jake's sidekick.
Yeah. How do you improve your appointment show up stat? Like the appointment, like actually getting the appointments to show up to their first class. Like they'll say that on the phone that they're good, they want to come, and then they don't show up, and then like a mess.
It's a good question. Good question. Because first thing we have to do is know that we have a show up problem, right?
Yeah, sure.
And we have some schools that aren't keeping track of how many appointments they make. We don't expect to get all of them, but are you falling in out of that 80%? Out of those 80, let's say, that we're shooting for, that we get appointments for, are you getting 50, 40, 50, or 60%?
About 50%.
What percent?
50.
50?
Yeah.
That's good. Because if I had 100 leads and I had 80 appointments, half showed up, that's all I can expect. That's going to be 40 intros. And out of 40 intros, an A, again, is 60, a B is 50, and a C is 40. So out of 80, I would have 40 come in. If I had 50% of them sign up, I have my 20 enrollments. Now, all I have to do is make sure that I control my dropouts, get them down to single digits. I want my dropout down to 1, 2, or 3%. 1 or 2% dropout is an A. 3 or 4 is a B. 5 or 6 is a C. So you see where I have to bring those two together to really get the growth of the school faster?
Right, like stop the dropouts.
I call it stop the bleeding.
Right.
You're getting a transfusion, but the blood's going out faster than it's coming in. So, how do I know if I'm doing a good job? Well, a good job would mean that my gross is going up. You see, if you keep track of your stats, the two most important numbers you got to be watching is your active count and your gross. And at the end of the month, if my active count and my gross is going up, then I call that green and growing. If the active count is going down, I call that ripe and rotting. If it stays the same, I call that flat line or sliding along laterally, right?
Right.
So we don't want to just slide along laterally. We don't want to ripe and rotting. We want to be green and growing. So I have to be making sure that my active count is going up. That means that I have more coming in than going out. But if I don't track it, if you don't use our attendance card system, where you can really make sure everybody is accounted for properly, and you have a way of counting them properly, and you have a way of calling, texting, and emailing them when they miss class, then your dropouts are going to accumulate. And sometimes you're on the treadmill, you're on the spin wheel, you're just there, you're getting 20 and losing 20, you're getting 10, losing 10. You don't want to be in that place. You don't want to slide laterally, but even sliding laterally is better than ripe and rotting where you're going down. So what do we have to do to be green and growing? I gave you the formula. We have to have active count going up. Now, sometimes gross will be up and active count is down. How many of you experienced that? Here's what happens. Gross goes up, active count starts going down, because when we count active, we count if they've been in class in the last 30 days. Some schools count their dropouts by if they paid or not. Well, it's not whether they paid or not, it's whether they came to class. If they're coming to class, 99% of them are going to pay. So we just got to make sure they come to class. There's nobody out there trying to cheat you, and scam you and not pay you. They might be late. They might need a reminder. But if they're coming, 99% of the time they're going to pay you, even if it's a little late. You following me? Is this making sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Did that answer your question, Jake? Jake's sidekick?
Your question was specifically how to improve your show rate. Is that correct?
Right. Yes. And
Okay.
What are you currently doing to confirm them?
They get 2 automatic texts. One's the day before. Well, actually, they get 3. One when they make the appointment, one the day before, and then one the day of.
Okay.
And when they respond to that, who gets that text back if they respond to it?
We get it through our software.
Is somebody responding immediately?
What do you mean, like the prospect or
Call.
The person. So if I'm a prospect, I get an automated text. Hey, I'm just confirming your appointment for tomorrow. And I text back, I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, I would respond to it. Yeah.
Somebody responds immediately?
Yes. Right. But the problem is sometimes they don't respond to the auto text because they know it's an auto text. And if that's the case, then I make sure to call or text them from our personally. And then
Is somebody calling them also with the text the day before and the day of?
not if they responded yes to the text. Is that
Still, we call.
Yeah,
you can learn from some.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Bob.
I was going to say it opens up dialogue. That way you can, you're personally interacting with that person. So, maybe they get a bunch of texts. Maybe they don't respond to the text. But if you're also calling, oh, this is pretty important. I need to, you're having dialogue with the person, and it's like, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able